Yes, now, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Thomas Rants YouTube channel. Ignore the trim. Got a trim. It was in my eyes. Anyways, let's talk NXT. Quite a decent episode of NXT, actually. Mainly based off of match quality and the matches we got. Every match sort of had, like, a good stipulation to it. For example, the number one contenders to the NXT ladder match that we had on the 3rd of February. We already know Ricky Saints is in that match. Why? God knows, because he's the former champion. Means nothing. Means you lost the belt. Yeah? Just because you're a former champion means nothing. But somehow he's in that match, right? And the qualifying matches we had today were Eli Knight versus Shawn Legacy, which was two Evolve superstars moving up. Shawn Legacy got the win, not surprised. He's done a couple of things in NXT. He's never won that Evolve title, I don't think. It's about time he actually got an opportunity. Eli Knight is brand new, so there's fine, plenty of opportunities. I was quite surprised that was actually a qualifying match, given that they are both fresh talent. The next match we had was Shiloh Hill, winner of LFG Season 2, been on quite a run recently, against Josh Briggs. Haven't seen him in a while, but has earned his flowers and went from mid-carder to arguably main eventer in NXT since his breakup with Inamura. And Shiloh Hill got the win. I'm not mad about it. I love Shiloh Hill, incredible talent, but I'm quite surprised Josh Briggs didn't get the win. And I kind of feel like it would have made a bit more sense to have Josh Briggs get the win, given everything he's done in the past. He's been in the main event, and he's improved as a character and as a wrestler on every level. So I felt he would have been fitted for this match. So far we have Ricky Saints, we have Shawn Legacy, we have Shiloh Hill. And next week's qualifying matches consist of Jackson Drake, the Evolved champion, part of the Vanity Project, absolute weirdos, against Joe Hendry. I can imagine Joe Hendry will probably win that one. We have Dion Lennox versus Miles Bourne. Not really bothered who wins that one, to be honest. And then we have Andre Chase versus that other guy from LFG who came around and tore up the house last week, which I'm guessing that LFG guy is going to win. Which just kind of leaves no good option. I really wanted Tony D'Angelo to win the NXT title. He's been in NXT too long. He should have moved up. He's come around terrorizing everyone. Have him win the NXT title, give him a short run, and after Stand and Deliver, move him up to the main roster. But he's not even going to be in the match. So my guess is probably going to go with Ricky Saints. And Ricky Saints was on commentary for most of the night. Why? Because he loves running his mouth. He has literally been the sourest person since losing that title. So sour that he's even started to side with his former rival, Ethan Page. Ethan Page opened up the show against that new guy, LaFleur, whatever he's called, from AAA. In a banger of a match, by the way. And this is why I love Ethan Page. He just puts on good matches with everyone from every company. Everywhere. Main roster, AAA, TNA. Each Evolve, he just keeps doing it. And they even had a bit of a moment there, you know, and that was pretty cool because they're two top heels, they're two top stars. To see them get along, formerly from AEW as well, mental. Yeah, Tony D'Angelo showed up a couple of times. He terrorized them. Well, Ava had security ready, but he did terrorize the match between Shiloh Hill and Josh Briggs. Ricky Saints ran from him a bit. And then he got arrested and put in cuffs. So we're going to find out what's going to happen with him. I can imagine he's going to have a bit of a hard time with Joe Hendry and Miles Bourne. All these people, Dion Lennox, all these people that he's attacked. Eventually making it a Stand and Deliver. Hopefully he wins that title at Stand and Deliver or just moves up to the main roster. Because Tony D'Angelo had so much aura when he won that triple threat match. They should have left it there. Instead of brought him back. They've not ruined him, but it's dragging, if you ask me. I don't think he needs to be here anymore. Vanity Project had their first match on NXT since being an official member or official signees of NXT. They've been on NXT before, and this wasn't Jackson Drake, this was the other two. And against Chase U, not a hard team to beat. Guess what? They beat them. Not a fan of Chase U, not a fan of the Vanity Project, to be honest. I know they're trying to revive the tag team division. We had a lot of mention of the NXT tag team titles. But the teams aren't cutting it for me right now, you know. Next week it might cut it for me because we have Dog Day versus OTM. That's pretty interesting. But apart from that, not too interested. I'll be real. We had no mention of the women's NXT title because Fatal Influence, ZARUCA and Zarya, Ren QCC were all in a tag team match. It was all about tag team gold because the winner of that triple threat tag team match was going to challenge the TNA Knockouts tag team champions from TNA, obviously, which is the Elegance brand. So there was no mention of the title. But there was, obviously, we're seeing the story develop between Zarya and ZARUCA in the back. Zarya showed us her a lot of screw-ups and all that sort of stuff after. Zarya's clearly just sour that she couldn't win the Knockouts title. And they actually won the match. And I think, at first, I thought they weren't going to win the match. I felt like that was obvious. But at the same time, I get it now. If they're voted Tag Team of the Year, you've got to have some success. Plus, them potentially failing this or winning their titles and losing them could be the catalyst for them splitting up. And obviously, we know ZARUCA might have a thing going with Jay-Z Jane. If ZARUCA manages to win that NXT title, we might have a ZARUCA Zarya feud for the NXT title somewhere down the line. So I'm here for it. I'm here for it. Ren QCC and Fatal Influence need to be done now, though. It's over. Leave it alone. As for the NXT Women's North American title, very busy division. As we know, Blake Monroe still wants her rematch. Thea Hale wants her rematch. Lola Vice wants a shot because she formerly beat Izzy Dame. Tatum Paxley wants a shot because, she had a whole feud with Tatum Paxley, beat her, and then was actually going to be the one to answer Thea Hale's open challenge and got interrupted by Izzy Dame. So we had all this bickering going on, and we learned that on February 3rd, the same day, we'll have the NXT title ladder match, that Thea Hale will get her rightful rematch for the NXT Women's North American title, alongside Lola Vice, who did beat Izzy Dame and deserves a shot. So that's going to happen in a triple threat match. After that, I hope we get the final ending between Tatum Paxley and Izzy Dame, this time over the title, because I believe they're 1-1. And then maybe somewhere down the line, Blake Monroe might get it, because Blake Monroe is surely going to be distracted by Jada Parker. Jada Parker recently returned, came out tonight, cut a hell of a promo, by the way, talked her shit, and just babyface. I think that works for her, to be honest. Like, she's very good as a heel, but it got very boring every week, just coming out, like, just talking mad shit to everyone. So standing on business while being a good guy, I think it makes it a bit more sense. And this feud with Blake Monroe, it's going to eat. I don't know who's going to win. I don't care who's going to win. It's going to do bits for either one of them, for both, even. And maybe that might be set up for an NXT title run for Jada Parker, potentially. Maybe Jada Parker wins the feud, Blake Monroe tries to take a North American title back, Jada Parker goes after the NXT Women's Championship. I don't mind. Maybe they both go after the NXT Women's Championship, because Blake Monroe, let's be honest, should be fast-tracked to the NXT Women's title and not the North American title. And maybe that division being so busy is what's keeping Blake Monroe out of there. But Izzy Dame had a bit of a video package with the culling, just congratulating themselves. Izzy did what her and Culling planned to do, and now Nico and Sean Spears said they want to do what they plan to do, and that's the tag team titles. Personally, I think they should aim higher. Sean Spears is a legend and should be going for the NXT title, but fine, go after the tag team titles. And they said they're not going to rush it. They're going to pick up the pieces of OTM and Dark State after they're done fighting it out, and then going to take those titles. So I don't mind it. I wouldn't mind seeing Cullen on top. I thought Cullen ended way too quick, if you ask me. There was no reason to drop Brooks Jensen. There was no reason to turn on Tatum Paxley, but here we are. The stories still work out. Pretty decent episode of NXT, to be honest. Love the match quality. I like the stories and the potential matchups we're getting. It's pretty exciting. We're living in exciting times, and I can't wait for the next couple of weeks to see how these championship matches go. But that's all from me. I know this is pretty quick, but it wasn't too hard to cover, to be honest. Thank you all so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, leave a comment, let me know what you think about it, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.